Namaste friends, students. I, Prof.M.S.Holkar from K.K.Wagh Arts, Commerce, Science and Computer Science College, Kakasahebnagar. Today, we are going to learn about poetry. As a student of English literature, all of you knows that poetry is the reflection of life. So, today we are going to learn about poetry, the definition of poetry and literary devices and forms of poetry. Look at the picture and try to develop your imaginations. What you are able to understand from these pictures. Yes, with the help of these previous pictures, some lines are coming in your minds. So, poetry is a spontaneous overflow of powerful feelings. It takes its origin from emotion recollected in tranquility. This is the definition by William Wordsworth. Here, Wordsworth it says that poetry is the spontaneous overflow of powerful feelings and it takes its origin from emotion. So, it takes its origin from emotions and even these emotions are recollected in tranquility. So, this is very important. The second one is that poetry, in a simple language, poetry is a form of writing that uses not only words but also forms, patterns of sound, imagery, and figurative language to convey the message. To convey the message, which message? Emotions. To convey the message, emotions. So, to convey the message, and any poem will include some or all of these elements. Now, poets are expressed poetry or their emotions in the form, in particular form. So, what is a form? Now, a poem's form is its appearance. A poem's form is its appearance. Poems are divided into lines. Many poems, especially longer ones, may also be divided into group of lines, and this group of lines are called stanzas. So, what is meant by stanza? A stanza is a set of lines in a poem grouped together and set apart from other stanzas in the poem, either by a double space or by different indentations. Now, the stanzas are divided into different forms. So, some forms, some types of stanzas we are going to learn here. The first one, closed couplet or a couplet. So, what is meant by a couplet? Couplet is a stanza of two lines. So, two line stanza is known as couplet, usually rhyming and usually both two lines in the form of rhyme. Then the next one, tercet. Tercet, it is a stanza of three lines and it has a rhyme scheme ABA or BCB or CDC and so forth, known as terza rima. Example, Dante's Divine Comedy. The next one is quatrain. It means a four-line stanza. In Marathi, we also know that charodi. So, a stanza of four lines. Rhyme schemes of quatrain is AAAA or AABB or ABBA or ABAB. The next one is that Sinequin. It is a stanza of five lines. Then sustain or sestate. It is a stanza of six lines. usually used in sonnet and specifically in Italian sonnet. So, Italian sonnet, it is known as sestet. Then the octave. Octave, a stanza of 8 lines in iambic pentameter. The rhyme scheme ABBA, ABBA. Next point that we are going to discuss, that is known as sound device. So, what is a sound device? Sound devices are used in prose and poetry to stress certain sounds and create musical effects. It is very important. So, sound devices used in poetry for creating musical effects. The writers or the poets make their text vibrant, emotive, and pleasing with the use of this device. They create pointed and special effects in their writings that helps the reader in understanding the literary piece at a deeper level. Some sound devices, for example, rhythm, rhyme, and alliterations. Some of them we are going to learn here. Rhythm. Now, what is a rhythm? Rhythm is the pattern of stressed and unstressed beats. So, it's a pattern of stress and unstressed beats. Rhythm is most commonly found in poetry. The rhythm of poem can be analyzed through the number of lines in a verse, the number of syllables in the line, and the arrangement of syllables based on whether they are long or short, accented or unaccented. So, the pattern of beats or stresses in poem. Next one is poets use a pattern of stressed and unstressed syllable to create a regular rhythm. So, for example, here is one of the example. She was a child and I was a child. She was a child and I was a child in this kingdom by the sea. But we loved with the love that was more than love, I and my Annabel Lee. So this is an example of rhythm. One is that rhyme. Now, rhyme, rhyme it means the repetition of the same or similar sounds. The repetition of the same or similar sounds, usually in a stressed syllable at the end of lines, but sometimes within a lines. Means at the end of lines or sometimes within a lines. For example, a simple lines that a simple lines. These we already heard. Baba, black sheep, have you any wool? Yes, sir, 3 bags full. One for the master, one for the dame, and one for the little boy who lives down the lane. So, it is the part of rhyme. Rhyme scheme. So, rhyme is the different and rhyme scheme is the different one. The rhyming pattern that is created at the end of lines of poetry. The rhyming pattern that is created at the end of lines of poetry. Now, for example, at the end of the at the end of this stanza, the words like whip, see, keep, thee. So whip, keep, see, thee. So A B A B. So whip and keep both A C and the B B. If the poem does not have a rhyme scheme, it is considered to be a free verse. It is also very important. Means always poetry is not in the form of rhyme schemes. Sometimes some poetical lines have no rhyme scheme, so such a types of poems are known as a free verse poem. One, the sound devices. So the next sound device is alliterations. Now what is meant by the alliterations? So the repetition of consonant sound at the beginning of words. Consonant sounds at the beginning of words. For example here, Please put away your pens and practice the piano. Please put away your paints and practice the piano. Or the boy buzzed around as busy as a bee. So, what is the definition? The definition is that repetition of a consonant sound. Consonant sound. For example, here P P, then P P. So please put paints practice. So consonant sounds P and beginning of the words. Please. Same in the second example, boys buzzed, busy bee. So, such a type of lines are known as alliteration figure of speech. Onomatopoeia. So, onomatopoeia, words that are used to represent particular sounds. A simple one that are used to put words that are used to represent particular sound. Whoosh. So, the word which represent a particular sound. Shh. That one. Crash. Boom. Bang. Jeep. So, like this. Repetition. So, the name repetition says to us everything. Repeating of a particular sound device to create an effect. To create emphasis, a poet may repeat word or a lines within the poem. Friends, in this video, we have discussed all the devices or the minimum devices those are related with the poetry. Um, if you like the video, please subscribe my YouTube channel and share with your friends. Thank you very much for listening carefully.